In this lesson, we are going to take a look at how to create a basic weldment. We'll begin by creating a simple sketch and adding a structural member. Now, once that weldment is completed, I'm going to point out a couple new items that appear in the Feature Manager tree as a result of that weldment. We'll conclude this lesson by going to the Design Library and downloading additional weldment profiles. Now let's begin. I'm going to start by creating a simple 2D sketch, a center point rectangle, add a couple smart dimensions, and closing out of the sketch. And for viewing purposes, I'm going to rotate this to trimetric view and then go to the Weldments tab and select Structural Member. Now, before I go out to the screen and select sketch segments, I need to make a few choices here. Under Selections, I have Standard. I'm going to go with ANSI inch. Under Type, I'll select Square Tube and a size of 2x2 by 0.25. Now I'm ready to select sketch segments. I'm going to pick the first one, second one, and you see the structural member added. And there we have it, a weldment. I'm going to go ahead and close out of the structural member command. And I want you to notice in the Feature Manager tree, we have two new items, Cut List and Weldment. Cut List will be covered in a later lesson. However, the weldment, this is nothing more than when we clicked that green check mark a second ago, this tells the SOLIDWORKS software that you want to go into the weldment environment. As we were creating that structural member, I'm going to go back and edit that feature. You've probably seen that we only had a couple choices, ANSI inch, ISO, and under each one of those, we only had a few more choices. Now the question is, how do we add additional weldment profiles? It's actually pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead and close out a structural member, go to System Options, File Locations, click the drop down, and scroll down to Weldment Profiles. Now this is the path for the current weldment profiles. You're going to want to make a note of this. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. I'm going to go to the Design Library, expand SOLIDWORKS Content, Weldments, and there we have it, the additional profiles. I'm going to hover above ANSI inch, and it tells me to do a control click to download the zip file. So control click, it's asking for a location for the zip file. To keep it simple, I'm going to select Desktop and say OK. I'm going to do the same thing for Unistrut. And now I am going to size down the SOLIDWORKS screen just a bit so you can see those two zip folders. I am going to begin with Unistrut. I'm going to right mouse click on it, extract all, and now this is where we need to go back to that same location. I'm going to go ahead and browse for that. Computer, C drive, Program Files, SOLIDWORKS 2014, SOLIDWORKS, Language, English, and then Weldment Profiles. It's quite a long path. And say OK. And then extract the files. I'm going to close this and do the same thing for ANSI inch. Extract all, same path. Computer, C drive, Program Files, SOLIDWORKS 2014, SOLIDWORKS, Language, English, and Weldment Profiles. And say OK. Now this one is going to say, hey, there's an existing ANSI inch folder. Do you want to merge it? And we do. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Maximize SOLIDWORKS. Now just to verify that we did everything correctly, I am going to edit the structural member and click the drop down for Standard. And there you have it. You see Unistrut and ANSI inch and ISO. I'm going to select ANSI inch. And we should see several more types, which we do. So good job, we did it right.